Attending this meeting. My name is Councillor Alistair Morwood and I am the Mayor. Members of the public are welcome to observe the proceedings on YouTube, and due to regulations, only those members physically present are able to vote. When you are participating, please speak towards the microphone so that everyone can hear you. Please do not obstruct your mouth to ensure that anyone lip reading can do so. And if anyone is having issues, please let Democratic Services know. So some housekeeping. We're not expecting a fire drill, so if the alarms sound, please exit the way you came in. Please ensure that any mobile phones are switched to silent, and if the technology fails, I will adjourn the meeting to try and resolve any issues. Thank you. So first of all, have we any apologies? Councillor McGovern only has given her apologies. Thank you, that's noted. Item 1, declaration of any interests. Members are reminded of their responsibility to declare any pecuniary interest in respect of matters contained in this agenda. Are there any declarations of interest? No? Excellent, thank you. Item 2, minutes, pages 3 to 6 on your agenda. This item is for decision. First of all, are there any issues to raise on the accuracy of the minutes? Councillor Platt, Alan Platt.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Could I just raise a query on minute reference 51, paragraph 7, and could I just query the use of the phrase, "it was acknowledged"? And perhaps a more suitable word might be substituted.
Could you just...
Page, minute ref 51, paragraph 7, unless my maths disappears.
Excuse me, Mr. Mayor, what was the clarification?
The Leader of the Opposition, Councillor Alan Platt, requested the vote be split into 2 sections, but was acknowledged that the recommendations were linked and formed one decision. Could I take any suggestions? Go on. Yes,
Just to clarify, Mr. Mayor, it's actually the use of the term acknowledged. Because I don't believe it was, well, dictator rings a bell, but we won't go down that route. I'll take something in between.
It was explained, it was noted.
Explained.
But yes.
It was explained. We'll go with that, if that's acceptable. Any other issues in terms of accuracy? No, thank you. Right. Councillor Bradley, could you please present the minutes?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to propose that the minutes of the meeting held on the 18th of November are taken as a true and correct record. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, with a word change.
Seconded, Mr. Mayor.
Any abstentions? Carried. Thank you. Item 3, mayoral announcements. It's easy to go backwards, isn't it? Just a few this time. I'll just, in my usual way, just look back on a particularly good evening we had just last Friday, the Charity Burns Night in Cayley. I would like to thank everyone who attended and donated prizes for my charities. The Burns Night and the Cayley were absolutely wonderful, in my opinion, and I've had lots of compliments from many people. It was a fantastic event which raised lots of money for my chosen charities, and I hope everyone who attended had an enjoyable evening as well. I particularly liked the massacre of the haggis. For those who were there, I was very impressed by that enthusiastic address to the haggis. We may come to that. It's very... It was all good, I think. All of it was complimented. And Alf, being a Scot, thought it was excellent, and that we went that little bit, went the extra mile. So they were very impressed, especially his wife, who's also Scottish. There's only one date for the diary, one in the future, so we're noting 6th of March. I'm holding a charity concert, and at the moment I'm looking to feature local choirs, but further details will follow as in due course. And before I go on to the actual council business, I'd like to welcome back Councillor Top to the meeting. I'm glad that you are feeling well enough to join us once again. Would you like to say anything, Councillor Top?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. First, I must thank you all for the arrangement in my absence at the last sitting. However, I've returned to a chamber that lacks democracy, lacks openness, and lacks trust.
Councillor Top, it's just an acknowledgement and a thank you. If you want to bring up anything like that, you'll have to do it in somewhere else in the council chamber, but you can't bring it up at this particular moment in time.
Thank you.
Item 4, public questions. These are pages 75, 76 in your follow-up agenda. We have one public question which has been received from Jacob Ogalahoa. I believe I've got the right pronunciation. Welcome, James, and thank you for submitting your question. Once you've asked your question, you will receive a response, and then you are able to ask one supplementary question. So, James, would you like to ask your question? Jacob, I apologise. Jacob.
Thank you. To the Councillor Alistair Bradley, can you explain how the Council's vote to request the Government postpone the May 2026 Council elections is acceptable with regards to the Constitution of the Council, specifically where it states that 3 in every 4 years a Council election will take place and the Council will exercise all its powers and duties in accordance with the law and this Constitution?
You'd like to respond, Councillor?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Yes, to explain, the Council's constitution does not prevent the Council from making the request that was submitted to the Government. The decision to postpone elections does not rest with this Council. Rather, it rests with the Secretary of State, who, through a statutory instrument that will be overseen Parliament, has the powers to make that decision. The Council will then, and the decision has just been made recently, be bound to follow the law, which will then be enforced, which would have primacy, obviously legally, over the arrangements made within our Constitution. So the Government trumps the Council's powers effectively.
Would you like to follow up?
Given the Council chose to request the Government postpone the elections as it was asked if it wanted to, would you agree that that is agreeing with the Council exercising its powers and duties in accordance with the Constitution that states elections will be 3 of every 4 years?
Again, Mr. Mayor, just to clarify and to follow up, no, because that wasn't a constitutional item. That was an item about what this Council thinks is the best way forward as part of a reorganisation process based on the precedents of previous activity in this area. So areas that have previously gone forward for reorganisation have had their elections delayed. So in 2019 in Buckinghamshire, Northamptonshire, etc. In 2022 in North Yorkshire and Cumbria. And in Lancashire in 1973 and 1974, the last time there was reorganisation, elections get postponed so new arrangements can be brought in. It's common sense because, effectively, these elections will cost the council taxpayers of Chorley about £250,000 at least, as a minimum, and will also cause other disruption to the council's plans to work in reorganisation at this point in time. So, for appointments of councillors for a very limited period, a quarter, or probably less than a quarter, of what they actually normally are appointed to. So therefore, you could argue that is a waste of money, it's a waste of council taxpayers' money, and that was our reflection. And we didn't just argue for Chorley's elections being cancelled, it was for cancellation of elections across Lancashire, because Lancashire needs to focus on where it's going in the future, rather than where it currently is. The current system, the government has been very insistent, is going to change in the next 12, 18 months. If we have elections now, this year, it will be like, effectively, building an extension, and just the day before you start knocking through your wall to into your extension, you redecorate your living room. That is a complete and utter waste of money. That is the responsibility that Chorley has to its residents. People can have their opinion about democracy, etc., but democracy also means you represent what's common sense for residents. Well, Chorley has the second lowest council tax rate in Lancashire for a very good reason. We do not waste our residents' money on stunt elections that some people seem determined to have. They will bring no benefit. We need to get to the new arrangements as soon as possible. And we actually know that the county council and all of the parties at the county council, Reform, Liberals, etc., wanted to vote to delay elections in Lancashire from 28 to 28 to 29 and from 29 to 2030. So everybody's happy to delay elections when it suits them, but they seem to have a problem when other people do the same thing. So, and the last delays under reorganisation were under a Conservative administration, and therefore it's not a party political thing, it's about doing the right thing at the right time. I hope that answers your question.
Thank you, Councillor Badley. And thank you, Jacob. You're welcome to stay for the rest of the meeting, should you wish, but you're free to go as well. Thank you. Agenda item 5. Executive Cabinet, pages 9 to 16 and 77 to 78 in your to follow. This item is for noting. Councillor Bradley, can you please present the report?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Can I propose that the report is noted of those executive cabinet meetings minutes? Thank you.
Yep. Seconded, Mr. Mayor.
No? Right. So can we note that report, please? Agenda item 6. Overview and Scrutiny Committee and Task and Finishing Groups, pages 17 to 22 on your agenda. Again, this item is for noting. Councillor Deborah Platt, can you please present this report?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The report summarises the business considered at the meeting of the Overview and Scrutiny Committee held on the 23rd of October and the Overview and Scrutiny Performance Panel held on the 2nd of October and the 4th of December. It also includes an update on the Overview and Scrutiny task groups. I hope you'll receive these reports.
Thank you, Councillor Platt. Councillor Singh, could you second, please?
Happy to second that, Your Honour. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions or comments on that report? No? Thank you. Again, can we please note that report? Item 7, Audit and Governance Committee, pages 23 to 26. This item is for noting. Councillor Alan Platt, could you please present this report?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'm quite happy to present the reports of the Audit and Governance Committee meetings held on the 24th of September 2025 and the 26th of November 2025. The reports are for noting. Thank you.
Thank you. Sir Clifford, can you second?
Happy to second, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Any questions or comments on that report? No, thank you. So again, can we note the report? Agenda item 8, polling station review, pages 27 to 42. This item is for decision, and I believe we're going to go straight to Councillor Wilson for this. Is this correct? Do you please
Whatever you say, Mr.
propose
Mayor.
the recommendation?
You're the boss. You're the boss.
That's all right.
Yeah.
The returning officer is happy to bow to your superior.
Quite right, Mr. Mayor. Just keep reminding him of that. Yeah. Obviously, I'm more than happy to present the report in front of members. As usual, the council undertakes its polling station review and asks for comments and feedback. As you can see from the report, Mr. Mayor, there was perhaps a limited number of comments and recommendations. One recommendation which we have or propose to implement, which of course is the change in North East Ward from the classroom at St Joseph's School to, this is at Withnell, sorry, at Berry Lane, Withnell, to a welfare unit sited on the car park, and that's just simply from a basic safety and practical point of view of working with the school in order that they sort of carry on with their work and that we carry on with the work of the election. The first recommendation is no change to the polling station at St Barnabas Church, Chapel Lane, Heapy. And again, as it outlines in the report, Mr Mayor, there was a proposal for electors of Ryfield and Rycroft and that area to be able to sort of vote closer to where they are actually located. It is one of those funny ones with the way the polling districts work and the practicalities of getting to your polling station, but as it says in the report, we would effectively be creating a new polling station for 74 electors, of which 26 are postal voters and therefore probably won't be attending on the day. It is a very small number, so we accept the inconvenience, we accept it's not perfect, but it would be a significant cost for a very limited benefit, and therefore it's proposed no change to the current arrangements, Mr Mayor. And on that basis, I recommend the report.
Councillor Bradley, could you second?
To second that, Mr Mayor, for exactly the reasons outlined by Councillor Wilson. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions or comments on that report? Councillor Sutherland.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. No issues with the report, Mr Mayor, other than the fact that the irony that the polling stations won't be getting used this May isn't lost on us.
Noted. Any further comments or questions? No, we'll move to the vote. All those in favour, please show. Thank you. Those against? Any abstentions? Thank you. That is carried. Item 9. Immediate Article 4 Direction, HMOs, confirmation, pages 59 to 86. This item is for decision. Councillor Wilson, can you present this report?
Happy to present the report, Mr Mayor. As you'll recall, and members will recall, in September of last year we brought a paper to the Council which proposed the immediate implementation of an Article 4 directive on HMOs. So, just to remind members, just so we have clarity, and I did say this at the last meeting, but I'll say it again, the HMOs issue is an issue that has grown in the area, and the Article 4 directive removes the permitted development rights. So previously, as members will recall, up to a certain size, up to 6 people, basically they could be approved under permitted development. Article 4 means that these have to come to the planning committee to be approved by members. So this is what is proposed. We have implemented it. I think it has worked. These applications have come to the committee. They have been debated. They have been determined. And over that past 6 months, Mr Mayor, we have seen a change, or the beginning of a change in terms of the numbers that have come to this council. So what we have to do this evening, because that was for a 6-month period, which runs out on the 23rd of March, we need to confirm that we intend to continue with the Article 4, continue with that principle of bringing any application to the planning committee, and therefore it needs to be formally approved this evening, Mr Mayor. So I don't intend to go over all the arguments again. I think we've had that discussion, we've had that debate. I think everyone agrees it was a unanimous decision last time. I hope it'll be the same again, Mr Mayor, and therefore I recommend the measures contained within the report.
Thank you. Councillor Hilton, could you second?
Thank you, Mr Mayor. Yes, I would like to second that. The growth of HMOs has been a clear concern for both the council and the people of Chorley. Feedback from the 3-week consultation shows that the community largely supports tighter control. I've received an overwhelming support from the Speed residents that I represent, and I know that my colleagues in the Chamber have also received the same. The evidence demonstrates that the Article 4 direction is both justified and in line with what residents expect from us. So with strong local support and following the Council's direction, I would be happy to confirm this immediate action of an Article 4 with an executive member decision as required. Doing so will ensure that we can continue to monitor and manage the number and locations of HMOs through the planning process, preventing uncontrolled growth and protecting the character of their neighbourhoods. Thank you, Mr Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Hilton. Members, any questions or comments? Councillor Sutherland, followed by Councillor Platt.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. As I stated back in September, Mr Mayor, this is to be welcomed. A lot of hard work gone into this, and I think it shows it is but one string in our bow in terms of regulating how we do the HMOs. There's more work to do on the immediate side of it, but I wholeheartedly recommend that we accept this intermediate report from the Article 4. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Deborah Platt.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. I agree with what Councillor Southern says, but in English. And I would... But I just wanted to draw attention to pages 69 to 72, and I thought putting the responses in of the objections to the consultation was useful for us to see where they're coming from, and also to see where we're coming from, going outwards. So thanks very much for that.
Thank you.
In English. Alan.
Councillor Alan Platt.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. I just support what both of my colleagues have said, and I'd like to congratulate Councillor Southern on his impression of the late Chris Rea. Thank you.
It's the road to hell.
Any further questions or comments? In that case, can we move to the vote? All those for, please show. Thank you. Against? Abstentions? None. Thank you. That is carried. Item 10, question asked under Council Procedure Rule 10. No questions have been submitted. Agenda item 11, to consider notices of motion given in accordance with the Council Procedure Rule 12. No motion has been submitted. And item 12, no urgent business has been previously agreed with the Mayor. So therefore, I thank you for your attendance, and I don't know if that's a record, but it must be pretty close. But I thank you for your attendance, and I call an end to the meeting. Thank you.